Chapter 1: The Beginning of a Quiet Force. Arman Tsarukyan is not a loud man. He is not a hype chaser. He is not a character built for social media. He is the opposite: a calm presence, a disciplined mind, a fighter shaped by structure, culture, and an upbringing that valued work over words. In a sport dominated by voices, Arman is defined by silence and the results that follow. His rise was never explosive, never overnight. It was steady, precise, and earned step by step. And this is what makes his story remarkable. Chapter 2: Roots in the High Mountains. Arman was born on October 11, 1996, in Akhalkalaki, Georgia, a high-altitude region with long winters, hard soil, and a culture built on resilience. The Armenian community in this area is known for discipline, loyalty, and a strong sense of identity. Children work early. Families are tight. Respect is everything. Growing up here shaped Arman's mentality long before he ever threw a punch. At 9 years old, he entered a wrestling hall. No modern equipment, no fancy mats, just cold air, old floors, and the sound of discipline. From day one, Arman understood something essential. No one is coming to save you. You become strong by becoming responsible. This environment, combined with his natural focus, set the foundation for everything he would become. Chapter 3: The Father. Structure, influence, expectation. Behind Arman's development stood a crucial figure: his father, a man respected in his region, financially successful, well-connected in business and influential circles, a leader with a presence that commanded attention. Arman's childhood was not defined by luxury. It was defined by expectation. Wake early, work hard, respect your name, represent your family, adapt, grow, improve. This was not pressure. This was education. And it built the calm, controlled, stoic fighter who would one day step into the UFC. Chapter 4: The First Battles. At 18 years old, Arman became a professional fighter. No warm-up fights. No slow build. He competed in small Russian promotions against older, stronger, more experienced men. He fought in cold sports halls, local arenas, and regional shows where the only rewards were experience and scars. But from the beginning, Arman showed attributes that were rare for his age: explosive wrestling, efficient striking, elite conditioning, and a relentless motor that pressured opponents until they broke. He didn't fight like a young prospect. He fought like a man who already knew what he wanted to become. And soon the questions began. Who is this kid? Where did he come from? Why does he fight at this level? It didn't take long before those questions reached the UFC. Chapter 5: Baptized by Fire. Arman's UFC debut was not ordinary. The UFC did not give him a typical opener. No manageable matchup. No slow integration. His first opponent was Islam Makhachev, one of the best wrestlers in the world, a future champion, a fighter nobody wanted to debut against. On paper, it was a mismatch, a test too early. But what followed became one of the most respected debuts in recent UFC history. For 3 rounds, Arman scrambled with Islam, defended takedowns, created scrambles, attacked, adjusted, survived, pushed. He forced Islam into positions few fighters ever managed to create. And although Arman lost by decision, he walked away with something far more valuable: recognition. The UFC saw him, fans saw him, coaches saw him. Even Islam's team acknowledged that Arman was special. It was the kind of loss that elevates a career. Chapter 6: The Climb Through Lightweight. After the Makhachev debut, Arman began a steady rise through the division. He defeated fighters like Davy Ramos, Matt Frevola, Christos Giagos, Joaquim Silva. These weren't just wins. These were demonstrations of development. Arman's striking became sharper. His wrestling became more polished. His footwork improved. His defensive awareness evolved. Fight by fight, He became harder to hit, harder to take down, harder to slow down, harder to control. Analysts began saying the sentence, "Every contender fears Arman Tsarukyan may be the most difficult matchup in the division." He wasn't loud, he wasn't flashy, but he was undeniable. Chapter 7. The Dan Hooker Test. Dan Hooker is a veteran of the sport, a man known for durability, toughness, and violence. A fighter who only elite contenders can surpass. Arman stepped in against Hooker. The question was simple. Is he good, or is he elite? The answer was clear. Arman displayed patience, technical discipline, strategic pressure, and precise execution. He did not rush. He did not lose control. He did not make mistakes. He outworked Hooker. He outpaced Hooker. He outperformed Hooker. It was not a breakout moment. It was confirmation. Arman Tsarukyan belonged among the very best. Chapter 8. Lifestyle of controlled discipline. Outside the cage, Arman lives a lifestyle built entirely around performance. His days begin early, often before sunrise. Cold exposure, mobility work, clean nutrition, a structured training cycle, 2 or 3 sessions a day, film study, strength and conditioning, recovery routines. No nightlife, no chaos, no wasted energy. His circle is small. Friends from childhood, long-term teammates, people he trusts, people who understand. That discipline is not an act, it is a culture. He does not chase luxury. He does not display wealth. He does not inflate his ego. His life is built around continuous improvement and internal accountability. Everything is intentional. Nothing is random. This is the lifestyle of a man preparing for longevity. Chapter 9. Brotherhood in Battle. The connection to Khamzat Chimaev. Arman and Khamzat Chimaev share a connection that goes beyond simple training. They share cultural values, discipline, respect, loyalty, and a mindset built on survival. When they train together, the sessions are intense, technical, and mutually beneficial. There is no showmanship, no rivalry for cameras, just 2 elite athletes pushing each other to improve. Khamzat has spoken highly of Arman, calling him a future champion. Arman has equal respect for Khamzat's drive and work ethic. In a sport filled with noise, their relationship stands as something rare, a genuine brotherhood, built on effort, not image. Chapter 10. A Contender in Waiting. The lightweight division is one of the most competitive landscapes in all of combat sports. Opportunities come and go. Timing shifts. Narratives evolve. Arman Tsarukyan has beaten ranked opponents, taken difficult matchups, and consistently delivered high-level performances. Yet even with his resume, a world title shot has not yet been placed in front of him. Not because of controversy, not because of politics, but simply because of how dynamic and crowded the division remains. This is not a setback, not a frustration. It is part of the process, a natural chapter in the journey of a contender who has always taken the long road forward. When the title picture eventually shifts in his direction, Arman Tsarukyan will be ready, not through hype, not through promotion, but through the work he has already put in. Chapter 11. The Road Ahead. At 28 years old, Arman Tsarukyan is entering his athletic prime. He is respected by champions, feared by contenders, and studied by every rising fighter in the lightweight division. His rise has been methodical, his development steady, his mentality unshakable. With discipline shaped by culture, expectations forged by his father, a lifestyle built on consistency and skills refined through years of adaptation, he stands on the edge of a future championship run. Arman Tsarukyan is not a star born from hype. He is a product of responsibility, effort, and the quiet strength of a man who refuses to be defined by noise. The lightweight division may shift many times. Paths will change, opportunities will rise, but the storm continues to build. When the moment arrives, and it will, Arman Tsarukyan will not need to announce himself. He will simply be ready. Will Arman Tsarukyan become a UFC champion? What do you think? Like and follow for more stories like this.